fellow sports lovers, and welcome to another episode of Timeout, the show anybody can watch about sports, stats, facts, and everything in between, from a fan point of view. I'm your host, Charlie, so let's go get this ball rolling. Timeout. Let's talk about some sports. Hockey edition. How did I miss that? Well, the Lightning shocked and struck down the Rangers the other day, guys, dominating them with a 2-goose egg victory, breaking the ice beneath them and winning the series 4-3. The Blackhawks chopped, diced, sliced, and handled the Ducks like nobody's business, guys, with a 5-3 final victory, with Chi-Town winning the series 4-3. Timeout. Let's talk about this. So, the Lightning versus the Rangers the other day was a pretty intense game, with the first period and the second period no goals happening, and finally in the third period, boy did those Lightning shake it up, with studs like Ordrega Platt, as well as Alex Cohorn, who got goal in after goal for the Lightning, beating down the Rangers 2-0. And Ben Bishop definitely helped out as well, and was able to save 22 goals that the Rangers attempted in the game. And the only person that really stepped up on the Rangers was Lunaviquist, who was able to save 23 goals, but it just wasn't enough in Madison Square Garden when the Tampa Bay Lightning struck it down, guys, in New York, New York. With the Blackhawks versus the Ducks, man, what a back and forth ice race to the final. With Blackhawks studs like Towins, who got 2 goals in, as well as Patrick Kane, who definitely was able to assist with not 1, not 2, but 3 assists. As well as Bennett Seabrook got his goal in for the Hawks. Marian Hossa was able to help out for the Hawks as well and get his goal in. And Brandon Saad got his goal in for the Blackhawks to finish it off. The Ducks definitely didn't quack around though, with them starting on a slow path in the first and second period, with finally stepping up in the third period and having Duck studs like Ryan Kessler, who got a goal in. Can't forget about Mr. Corey Perry, quacking in a Duck as well. And can't forget about Matt Belieski getting his goal in for the Ducks. But it just wasn't enough, with the Blackhawks dominating them and beating them in the series 4-3. The Lightning came into this game fired up and ready to knock these Rangers out of the ice race. And that's exactly what they did, with ice studs like Tyler Johnson and Ben Bishop, and can't forget about Stamkos, just dominating them pretty much during this series, with the back and forth series going on. The Lightning stunned and shocked Madison Square Garden, guys, the other day with a victory over the Rangers. With the Lightning going against the Blackhawks now in the Stanley Cups, which is super, super exciting. It can be anybody's matchup. With these two head-to-head, no-holds-barred teams, I cannot wait to see the final outcome of the Stanley Cup. What you watching? Okay, fellow sports lovers, here we go. The day has finally come. On Wednesday, June 3rd, the Stanley Cup begins. with two amazing, driven, no-holds-bar, insane teams going against each other. The Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Chicago Blackhawks. It's going to be an ice matchup that this sports lover is definitely not going to miss. Tune in on NBC at 9 o'clock on Wednesday to find out what happens in Game 1. Extra, extra, read all about it. Hot off the press. Well, the New York Devils might hire John Haynes as their head coach. Now, the Devils, they haven't had a coach in a long time. And Haynes has a little bit of background. He worked as the coach for the Pittsburgh Penguins for 5 years. So hopefully maybe the Devils could get possibly somewhat of some luck coming up in the next few years. And finally, Stanley Cup update. Steven Stamkos from the Tampa Bay Lightning says that even though the Hawks have been to the Stanley Cup, he has played down their experience and said that we have more experience even though we have not been to the Cup as much as the Blackhawks. With this type of intensity, who knows what that will bring in Game 1 on Wednesday. Back in the day. Okay, fellow sports lovers, here's a little history lesson for you. Today, June 2nd, in 1948, the NHL announced the Art Roast Trophy, who has been awarded annually to the scoring leader. Eleanor Lack from the Montreal Canadiens was the first winner with 61 points in the 1947 to 48 decade. Well, that's my show, fellow sports lovers. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to go ahead and like it, click the like button. If you feel like subscribing, you can click the subscribe button. Or you can reach me on Facebook at Charles Cowan Timeout, or on Twitter at TimeoutNow87. Until next time, Timeout! Let's talk about some sports.